In this week's Parashat Yitro, we read about Yitro, the father-in-law of Moshe, how he becomes the first convert. And the pasuk tells us when he hears about all the good things that Hashem did for Jewish people, that he was Vayichad Yitro. He rejoiced over all the goodness that Hashem has done for the Jewish people. And the Torah uses Vayichad for rejoicing, being happy, not the usual Sameach, Simcha, which is used many more times, because Vayichad has an underlying message, and Rashi brings that underlying message. Vayichad comes from the word chidudin, which means his flesh became prickly. He developed goose flesh. Why? Because he was aggrieved over the destruction of Egypt. Yitro came to convert. He was on such a high level. Moshe came out to greet him. The elders, the divine presence came for him. The Midrash says that there was a special man that came down for his meal that he had from heaven to welcome him. He was on such a high level, but yet he was still connected to his past and his feelings to his nation. He still felt bad for the destruction of his nation. He was connected. He couldn't disconnect from his experiences of the past. Our experiences of the past stay with us. Torah is telling us that they're real. The experiences and the feelings that we go through in life, those experiences stay with us, and it's hard to sometimes get of those feelings that we have because of those experiences. And nowhere can it be more important than our childhood experiences. That what parents need to know is that we are so instrumental. What we do can make or break our children. The way we treat our children could make them or break them. And we have so much power over that it's unbelievable, and many parents don't realize that. How powerful we are, how instrumental we are in developing our children's emotional well-being. And we make them or we break them. And for example, if we have parents who are physically abusive, God forbid, or emotionally abusive, right, to a child. So what happens is that child will feel like they're nobody. They will feel like they're unwanted, they're unimportant. They will take those feelings and they will take it with them for the rest of their lives. So can you imagine living life that way? That means every person that they see, that other person is going to be more important than them because they're nobody. They were taught by their parents that they're unworthy. They don't mean anything to the world. So everyone else that they see is more important than them. They're always going to have those feelings with them as they grow up, right? The same parents that they looked for trust, they trusted the parents. Ever since birth, the parents took care of the kids, right? The kids looked towards them for trust. And when parents physically or emotionally abuse their children, that trust is taken away from them. So children learn not to trust anybody anymore. They go through life not trusting other people. They suffer in their relationships. They suffer in their being intimate with their partners. They have trust issues. Children look towards parents for their safety. Ever since they were born, the parents take care of them, right? They provided for them and they provided a safety for them. But once there's emotional, physical abuse, again, that safety is taken away from them. And they see the world as an unsafe place. Everywhere they go, they feel unsafe, they feel on edge. They feel they cannot feel safe anywhere, hence anxiety. So a lot of what we as parents do has a lot of effect, tremendous effect of how emotionally our kids turn out to be. And it's like killing them, literally like killing them. I don't know which one's worse, because we cripple them for life. We make them handicapped emotionally for life. You kill somebody, you kill them, that's over with. But when you emotionally or physically hurt your children, what happens is that they carry it over throughout their lifetime. They're crippled for life. And there's a lot of people who rather be dead than to have these emotional problems. So we have to understand that our actions as parents are very influential in determining the emotional well-being of our children. And sometimes, and what it is mostly the number one deterrent, the number one factor that inhibits and that impedes the parenting, the good parenting, is the fact that parents themselves bring their own issues into parenting because they suffer from some kind of mental illness, because of this they have that stress, because they're going through their own emotional pain, so they project that into their parenting. So for example, somebody who has anxiety, who has chaos inside, how do you expect that person to maintain the anxiety, to maintain the relationship with their children? If they have chaos inside and they're constant worry inside, they will eventually let that worry and let that chaos out on the child. If somebody has anger or somebody has unresolved issues from the past, inevitably those will spill out in his parenting to the child. So the first and foremost thing for parenting, right, before all the what to do's and what not to do's and what to say and what not to say to children and how to raise them, is that the parents need to know that they have to be healthy emotionally. And if a parent sees that he can't stop emotionally or physically abusing his child, so he needs to pick up the phone and he needs to get help. He needs to get help to be able to help himself before he can help his children. God did not graciously grant us a child so that we could cripple them for life emotionally, right? So we need to go ahead and take care of ourselves, our emotional well-being first, so that they will not affect negatively the way we treat our children. Okay, so so that is the most important point to realize, that we have a tremendous influence on our children's well-being. Hopefully it will be a good one. Hopefully we will teach them to be strong. We will empower them. We will make them feel important. Make them feel that there's somebody, so that they will be happy in life, that they will be successful in their lives. Shabbat shalom.